So we built stairs. They're the kind that fold against the wall. They look just like this. Um, there's a handle right here. They pull out. Anything that was stuck up in the attic, you can grab those, and then everything's good to go on that. Um, I will talk about areas I messed up and things I would do differently if I were to build them again. But yeah, overall, can't complain with how they turned out. Pretty easy, and yeah, now I just need to maybe paint them, maybe not, whatever. I'll figure it out. But yeah, all right, let's get to the video. Yeah, bud. So I'm not trying to be a liar, but I did lie. All right. So first I said we're gonna put it on this wall, right? Which that was the plan originally. We were gonna put it on this wall, but we changed it up. Now we decided to do it on the back wall. So what have I done? All right. Well, the back wall just wasn't ready to get put on it, so I had to take this power cable down, put the backer board up there to flush out the wall because this has the half inch, 3/4 inch OSB. Call it half inch OSB. All right. So I had to flush that out and then get the wall set, everything else. We did end up building a test piece because I've never done this before. I want to make sure like what I built actually fit. I didn't just want to start hugging into all my actual wood I'm gonna use for the stretchers or the stringers or the stairs, whatever you want to call them. So we did build a test piece. It's not fitting. It fit great. So now we know our proper placement, our proper lines, everything else. Yeah. Then just dealing with electrical. We're gonna finish the electrical. It's done, but we're going to take it off, redo it after our final install is done, because that goes over here. Once that's done, we'll know how much longer we have to make it, or where to cut it, or where to move it, whatever. Now that that's done, we are going to start gluing up the actual real pieces for this side railings. The pieces on the side that you notch into, that you step on with stairs, the thing. All right, so I just got done gluing up all my legs or my steps. So those are now done. So what we're going to do next is start marking out the rise and the run. So I hate rise and run because it makes no sense. Plus you have total rise, total run. It's just very all confusing. All right. So what I did, just grab the scrap piece of wood, make sure it's straight on one side, tape the clamp to it. I had the little attachments that go to this that you tighten down, but I noticed when I use those, they'll be flush against it, but then they also have a rounded edge to them, so it actually made my numbers harder to reach. But then you're trying to adjust like where you think it's going to fall out because the round part kind of messes it up. So what I did, I put my rise and my step because that's easier for me to understand, right? Mine or whatever. There's an online calculator. You can find it yourself. It's like mycarpentry.com. You calculate the height, the length, the A, the B, and then it gives you the C hypotenuse. So we know that this needs to be around 13 feet. That is. And also in that same calculator, it tells you the steps, like how much to rise, how much to make the step, and everything else. So what you do is, it's very simple. You unclamp this, right? Because I know my template was correct, because we put it against the wall. So I got my pencil. Now it's very easy. I didn't want to lay these out and cut them out of there because I want to make sure they were accurate for this. I know my step, so I know this is my top because I labeled it. I know that's my bottom because I labeled it. So my step goes like this. So, which is also the run, or yeah, the run. So I line this up on the corner, and I score a line, and I score a line. And then you just move it down. So I found the easiest to make sure that they're all equal. I put my pencil on the endpoint there, put it up against here, and then slide it over until it touches. Then do the next one. And you didn't have to remove your pencil from the table. Thing that I struggled to comprehend in the very beginning was when I'm measuring up my last step right here. So this is technically my first step, right? You have to account for the height of the step, so you actually have to inset that distance. So when you're stepping up to it, you're actually making all the same like levitation steps, all right? Because if you just leave it as this, when you put your first step on, which is mine's like 1.25 inches, it's gonna be 1.25 inches higher than the rest of them. Now, is that a problem? No, not really. But the issue that you have is you have muscle memory. So when you're walking upstairs, your body remembers the last step and the previous step. So it kind of like predicts like where you're gonna go. So if you keep on like having a step higher or lower, you're gonna trip yourself up and you're gonna fall and everything else. Right, here's my rise and my run. Then I come over here, right? Here's my rise and my run again. But I already know that this is correct because my original mark was down here and we actually shifted it up to equal this. So that's why that is done correctly, because I already predetermined on my template piece here. If I didn't have this, I had that, I would score another line here, then rise, then move the elevation up on the step, that 1.25 inches for my step. Your step could be however big you want it. So I'd do another one, count my 14 steps. Then my bottom step, I would raise up only the bottom one, then I would still connect all the rest of them as they were. So things you have to do still. So this area is almost buttoned up. All I have to do is make sure that the power cable is above all the new sheeting I put up. Then I have to drill a hole down into the sarcophagus to fish a electrical wire up through it, install a junction box on the back wall, hook the metal wire to the Romex, to the plastic wire inside the box, hook that back into the box on the inside. Then the electrical is going to be hooked up for this side. So we're good on that. And then the electrical and like all the prep work are going to be done.
Now that this is good, so good enough. It's not 100% perfect. Again, none of these are exactly 100% identical. Next, let's start right here because I know we're going to see this. Long bolt into the stud from here, and also over from right here. Then we'll just put regular wood anchor screws going into OSB. After that's secured to the wall, we're going to grab our steps, put them on top like so. And then I'll put 2 hinges, one right here, and one right here. That way it folds down like that. And then the other structure is going to go right here. I did take this off the wall and moved it over to the other structure because I did remove a little bit more room from up there. So make sure like the stairs are level and not like this. I transferred lines from this to the other structure. So when it's time, I'm going to cut that to match this so that they're mirror images of each other.
So let me break in here real quick, talk to you about what happened. When I set up my runners, like my inside and outside runner. So the inside runner is the one that goes against the wall, that's glued. It's screwed into the wall. Outside runner is the one with the handle you pull down, right? When I first made them like this, I cut both of the lines, the rise and run, identical to them on both sides. What happens is my inside runner goes against the wall. The outside runner gets flipped up and goes on top of it. But when I do that, like the holes then don't line up. You see how bad these holes are lining up here with my like even though I roughly come the same, they're not gonna match because they're meant for like this, not like this, right? All right, so what I ended up doing, I took my inside runner and I put it on the table. Put my outside runner, I put it on top of it, and I traced out the exact like rise and run from my outside runner to my inside runner. Then I cut out my inside runner like this. So originally I come out like this, didn't work. Put it on top like that, trace the lines. Now I actually had a perfect mirrored copy of my rise and run from my inside to my outside. So when I put them on top of each other and I have the steps in between them, I know that they're even, they're the same. Because what happens is if I was like 89 degrees on one side and I flipped it over, now it's 89 on the other side and they just don't mesh together. So that's what I would recommend doing. Also, I recommend using a track saw because I suck at a circular saw.
Let's see if this works. Yeah, it's good. Okay, so essentially done. This is what I've been working on. Let me show you how they work. So walk over here, that little handle, pull it down, so it's nice and, now, I don't need a step stool, but it's nice because there's a wall there, but still. Step, step. Now when you're done, step up. This is nice against the wall, so yeah, easy day.
All right, so that's it. Thank you for watching my stair video. I hope you found it informative or helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll answer whatever I can. You a chicken? I don't know what's next. It might be a mailbox video. So come on, follow along for that. And see you when I see you. Bye-bye.